Hey, folks, my guest today is Pierre Tuzeau. He co-founded Clap, that's CLAAP, alongside his partner Robin and Tom to create a new decision-making system for the distributed era. Before Clap, Pierre was VP of Marketing at 360 Learning, a SoftBank-backed company famous for its async and distributed culture. All right, Pierre, you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, perfect. Hi,
All
Nathan.
right. So how would you describe Clap? What's the tool do?
Yes, so Clap, it's an async video collaboration platform. So basically, like the key idea is to say that you have like this big shift to a distributed world. One big problem that we have is that back-to-back meetings have become the norm. But we like the core of the problem is that anytime today we want to align and make decisions, basically we are like kind of stuck between two options. We have option one, async written communication like Slack, Notion, and so on. It's flexible, but at some point we lack context, we lack interactivity. So anytime we're stuck, we need to revert back to meetings. We're like, okay, let's talk about it, let's align, and we end up in a Zoom call. And the idea behind what you call async video collaboration is really to create this new way to align and make decisions that combines both the flexibility of async communication with the context and interactivity of a meeting. And basically, like the way it works is like, let's say I'm a product manager or business guy.
Well, Pierre, hold on real quick. So just to pause for a second. So it's effectively like Loom in the sense that it's asynchronous, but Zoom, Zoom, and the fact that you can still do live meetings.
Exactly. It's to sum up, it's Loom, but for feedback and decision making, because we add like on top of Loom a layer of like collaboration together to annotate the video, to make decisions and so on. But it's also a way to centralize all the videos you have like in your company in just one place.
There's some light project management tools built on top of the video, so you can get stuff
Exactly.
done.
Exactly. Like the way the workspace is built is really inspired by collaboration tool like ClickUp, Notion, Asana, and so on.
Yep. I don't want to bury the lead here. You just recently launched on Product Hunt. How many upvotes did you get?
So I think we got 1,400. I actually like it's funny story because at first we got 1,800, but we had 400 votes deleted the week after. So I think it's one of the learning I can share. If you ask too many people that don't have any account on a product and to vote, you might get some vote deleted. But right now, I think it's 1,400 votes.
And when you launched on Product Hunt, you obviously that's enough upvotes to hit the number one spot. How many signups did you get of Clap that day?
So on that day, I would say like during the week, it was around 1,000 sign up. But like
1,000 what? 700?
1,000 sign up. But then in total with the launch, I would say like the effect of the launch, it lasts around like 6 weeks. And in 6 weeks, we got around 3,000 new sign up thanks to the launch.
Interesting. And how many of those signups convert? I mean, is there a paid option? How many converted to paid?
So I would say like the paid option, it's something we launched recently, but we don't have a paywall yet in the product. We just monetize the existing account that we have. But basically like for the new sign up, the metric that we track is really like activation rate. The way we define activation rate is number of people that record two claps, and basically today it's between like 15 to 20% of people that really became activated user on the platform.
Sorry, and what is that? Activation rate? Just activation rate is you sign up for Clap and you record at least one video, or you engage with somebody else's video, but maybe don't sign up for Clap yourself.
No, you record two videos at least, because we consider that the first one is a test. So actually like the second one is a proper use case. And then we also realized that the retention rate was actually like pretty high. Actually like once you're like activated. So that's really like one metric that we optimize for.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right. So the teal is what a VC would pay. Yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise. They sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here, and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. So just to be clear, when someone signs up for Clap, you want them to create 2 claps as fast as possible, 2 videos, and then ongoing for retention, you want to see them engage with 15 to 20% of the total videos that they create to some degree.
No. So to be clear, we have like one stuff that we measure, which is activation rate. The way we define activated user is 2 clap recorded. Today, the activation rate we have is in between 15 to 20%, which is really definitely something we need to improve. But then the retention rate we have, it's around like a 70 to 75% after 12 weeks. And I think it's also part of the reason why we launched on Product Hunt, is that because we knew that the existing users that kept using the platform, they were like really engaged with the product. So we're actually like pretty confident that we have like a product to sell and to have people use it. And that's really like the moment we decided to launch on Product Hunt.
And so Pierre, how many people are active today? They've created at least 2 videos.
So we have around 1,400 activated users on the platform.
Okay. And so we understand the product hunt, we understand top of funnel, we understand conversion into active users, 20% or about 1,400 today. So you almost have 5,000-6,000 total signups then, right? So maybe 7,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you've got 1,400 active. You guys then start going, you know what? We need to make money from this. We can build a real business. So how did you think about what to charge and who to show the paywall to?
Okay, so it's actually a good question, because we try to build a PLG model, and when you build PLG, you always have a debate about what is the right moment to launch monetization, and we actually decided to launch it pretty early, not to have a paywall, but at least to monetize the existing user, because for us it's really a way to assess if you have product market fit, because meaning if people are ready to pay for it. It means that you have something that you want to scale. So we've done 2 things for that. The first one is that we actually contacted the accounts that we knew and that were actually using Clap a lot, with basically more than 20, 30 users and so on. And the second stuff we did was purely to show a pop-in in the product saying, you've reached your account limit, now it's time to pay. Redirect to the pricing page and then book a call with me.
How many people? What was the limit? Who saw the banner?
So the banner, we actually showed the banner for the workspaces with more than 50 clap recorded, and the limit
with more than 50 videos created, claps created.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't matter how many team members are on it. It could be one user with 50 claps; they would still see the banner.
Exactly, and I think it was more a way to create a compelling event and to kind of force the discussion, because the moment we launched that, we realized that actually many people, they contacted us to initiate the discussion because they were afraid to lose their videos, and that was really a good trigger to actually engage conversation on monetization and so on.
So Pierre, how many people saw that banner that said you reached your limit?
It's a good question. I think I don't know exactly this number, because it's more in terms of accounts. but I would say it would be around maybe 50, 60 accounts.
Okay. So just to be
But some
clear, you
accounts have like 200 people and so on. And in the end, we managed to monetize around like maybe 15 to 20 accounts out of like those 50 accounts.
So just to build the full funnel, you've got 7,000 signups, 1,400 are active. They've created at least 2 claps. 60 of the 1,400 are power users, at least 50 claps created. They saw the paywall. And of those 50, 20.
No, it's more because the 60, it's workspaces. So for example, in some workspaces, we have like maybe 200 users. So, but basically in terms of monetization, the number is that we roughly manage to convert like 50% of activated users.
I'm trying to stay away from percentages because people listening don't know what the base is. So I'm trying to use the real number. So you have 1,400 active accounts, and then you're giving me a 60 workspaces that saw the paid banner. How many accounts saw the paid banner?
I think it's 50. Yeah, in between 50 to 60 accounts.
Okay, so I guess I'm not clear. What I was just saying was accurate. I think there was 1,400 total signups, right? Sorry, 7,000 total signups, 1,400 active, more than 2 claps. Of the 1,400 active, there are 60 accounts or workspaces with at least 50 claps. Correct?
Yes, but in an account you can have a lot of different users. If you see what I mean.
Of course, but I didn't ask you how many. So you have accounts, you have workstations, and you have claps created. Right. So an account is like one user, one employee at a company, right?
No.
Okay.
No, one account can be, for example, in some accounts like Quanto or Revolut, we can have like 200 at Quanto, for example, we have 200 users.
Okay. So what's the difference between an account and a workspace?
It's the same. Like sign up, like we have user and we have workspaces.
Okay, but when you use the word account in this interview, when you use the word account and workspace, you're talking about the same thing.
Yes. When I speak about account, I speak about workspaces.
Okay. So just to be clear, you have accounts and workspaces, and then inside of accounts and workspaces, you have people. You have some accounts and workspaces with 200 people under them. Exactly. How many, when you say 7,000 signups, are those people
it's users
or workspaces? Okay. So 7,000 signups across how many total workspaces today?
Total workspace, it must be around 2,000, but actually like a lot of them are not activated.
Okay, so there's 2,000 companies on your platform with 7,000 employees, right? Exactly. Or users. Is that the right way to think about it? Okay. And then how many of of those 2,000 companies, 60 of them are power companies. They have at least 50 videos created.
Exactly. We decided to trigger this for like those companies. Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Okay. So of those 60 accounts or workplaces that saw the paywall, 20 of them have converted to paid.
Exactly.
Now we're on the same page. Okay. So today you have 20 paying customers.
Exactly.
Amazing. Okay. So now that we understand the funnel, tell me about the price. How do you decide what to charge?
I think the price was, there are like 2 stuff. It's first one is like a market benchmark. And you compare to like existing solutions, etc. So we decided to go with like $10 per month per user. And the second stuff is also based on I would say like the willingness to pay and how indispensable your tool is. And for example, in some teams like product design and so on, we know that they have like essential workflows built with Clap, and we can really monetize this easily. So we have like one entry point, which is like the one team plan, which is like $10 per month per user. But then we can also upsell to like $20, $30 per month per user by adding like other features such as like meeting recording and so on.
So you have 20 paying customers or workplaces today, right? 20 companies paying for your tool. What does a company today pay on average per month?
On average, they pay 10 euros per month per user.
Well, I don't know how many users. That's what I'm asking. As a company, what does the company pay on average per month?
Per month, I would say they pay in average between like 200 to 300 monthly recurring revenue.
Okay, so they're signing up for 25 paid accounts on average right away.
Exactly, and I think it's a good validation because something that we really wanted to validate is that we are not purely a user tool, and I think it's also hence the confusion on this. But we are really a team tool, a team platform. And once people pay for it, they don't pay just for 1 or 2 users, but they really build for one entire team or maybe 2 teams on Clap. And it's also mostly, I would say, hyper-growth tech startup. So actually, like the number of users per workspace can actually like become quite big on those accounts or companies.
Understood. So you have 20 customers today paying $250 per month. So you're doing about $5,000 a month today in revenue, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And where were you exactly a year ago? 0, right?
Yeah, a year ago, we actually launched the product a year ago.
Okay, so no revenue. Okay, got it. So when did you
Yeah.
start coding? You started coding, I think, back in 2020, right?
No, we actually like started coding end of 2020, beginning of 2021. For 6 months, we really built the product. We launched in private beta in July 2021. So for actually like for 10 months, we remained in private beta. We had actually like a huge wait list of 3,000 users. So we had a lot of like people to onboard. But I think the goal was really to understand like the use cases where we have like a quick activation and virality. Also validate that the retention is good. And once we had like a good user retention, that's the moment we decided to open the product, rebuild like the website, the branding, the content, and so on, refine the onboarding to say, okay, now we are going to test to open the product on
Yep.
Product Hunt.
Understood. And you raised a 3 million seed in 2021, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
And
2021. Yeah.
most companies are selling, 20% of their business in their seed. Did you sell about 15 to 20%?
No, it was less actually.
Oh, it was less than 10%?
No, it was less than 20%.
Oh, less than 20. Okay, got
Yeah.
it. So between 10 and 20% though.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so that's like what is that? It's like a $20 million valuation, something like that pre-money.
Pre-money, it was a bit less. It was,
Okay.
yeah, in dollar, I think it was around 17. In dollars, it was around 17. Yeah.
And have you been able to use that 3 million to get to where you are today, or did you have to go raise more capital?
No, we still have a lot of we have like 2 years of runway left. I think we like the type of product we build is not like super cash intensive because we are like still pretty small. We are just 14 in the company. We are also like fully remote.
Total. How many engineers?
Yeah, 8 engineers.
Okay. Any salespeople yet or no?
Just one sales, but actually like he left, and I think it was maybe a bit too soon to do it. So right now it's more me doing sales, and we have one head of customer success, actually like the former head of customer success from Typeform. And I think it's this is something you should prioritize when you do like a PLG. But sales, I feel like it's something that the founder must do at the beginning, especially like when you test like use cases, pricing, and all this kind of stuff, because it's a lot of product marketing work that you need to do.
Now, when you talk about, obviously runway, you got to talk about what is your, burn per month. So you have 14 people, your revenue is still growing. I mean, are you burning what, 100 grand a month, 150,000 a month?
Yeah, 100.
100 net burn?
Net burn, yeah.
And you're comfortable with that? That doesn't keep you up at night?
No, I think we're comfortable because like 2 things, we have like 2 years of runway left by adding actually like one software engineer. So that's, we are comfortable with that. And also second stuff, I think we have a pretty good signals on our side of PMF and so we are like, yeah, we are pretty confident on this.
Pierre, how do you have 3 years of runway if you're burning 100 grand a month? That's 1.2 a year times
years,
3 is
2 years of runway. No,
okay,
and I think like something I forgot to mention, but so we are based in France, and in France, when you raise like 3 million, you can add on top of that some debt, and actually like we add 1.5 million of debt, thanks to like a BPI, which is like the public investment bank. So actually, like in total, we got like a 4.5 million.
I see. Do you have to pay that debt back, or is it basically free money from the government?
It's basically you need to pay back if you succeed. And for any fundraising, you can actually like get more debt, but if you fail, you don't need to pay back.
Yep, makes sense. Very cool. Well, listen, this is a ton of fun. It's interesting for me to compare your story with Looms. I had them on right before they were launching their paywall, but they had mean, they had 1.2 million, right, active users. And so you're choosing to launch paywall way before they did in terms of your just pure usage numbers. I'm sure you are aware of that comp, and that was I'm imagining that was an intentional decision you made. Why?
I think it's because the play we have is a bit different. And I think like also the angle we approach, like I think Clap is really a collaboration platform. Loom was more a pure PLG product, basically like enabling individual users to share like quick videos in Slack, email, and so on. But in the end, what we realized that Clap, we are a platform that teams used. We wanted to validate that teams are willing to pay for that. And in the end, I feel like the type of play that we have will be maybe a bit more sales driven compared to the approach Loom had at the beginning.
Yeah, makes sense.
And, listen. And we also see, I think that Loom is trying to move up market. I think like one way they build the product being like super just user centric has some limitation in actually like becoming a platform for an entire organization. That's really like we build the product like completely like differently in terms of like workspace. That's a key strength, but it means that the approach is a bit more like sales driven in the end.
Yep. Well, we'll see what happens. It'll be fun to watch you guys both over the next couple of years. In the meantime, let's wrap up with the famous five. Number one, favorite book.
I think it's The Play Bigger. I'm a marketing guy.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I really love Dave Cancel from Drift.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building the business besides your own?
Notion. You can do like so many stuff on Notion.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Sorry?
Sleep. How much do you sleep each night?
I think 7 hours.
Okay. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Not single. Not married, but not single.
Not married. No kids in our, what are you,
no
30,
kids.
33 years old?
I'm 33, yeah.
All right. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
It's a good question. I think last time I didn't know. Like my big wish would be like to speak maybe 5 different languages with no accents, especially
Guys,
English.
There you have it. Clap.io launched on ProductHunt, got 6,000 signups, converted that into $60,000 a year in new revenue. Really incredible funnel as they look to scale and build maybe an enterprise version of call it Loom plus collaboration tools built on top of that. We'll see what happens. Pierre, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thanks a lot, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.